How was it?
It wasn't that great.
Be honest.
It was the greatest movie I've ever seen in my life! And you wouldn't believe the celebrities who did cameos. Dustin Hoffman, Michael Jackson. Of course, they didn't use their real names, but you could tell it was them.
Lisa.
Did a video on all the cartoon movies I grew up with, did one a couple months ago about the adult cartoon ones. So let's round out the trilogy and talk about some animated movies based on cartoons from way back in the day when your mama was outside. Again, I cannot believe how often I have to say this. These movies are theatrical. Theatrical. If you are going to ask me why I did not include a certain movie, Google the shit first. Stop telling me I left off streaming movies and these videos about cartoons in the movie theater. It pisses me off. We got 6 movies based on 6 different cartoons, all theatrical, all old school. This one for the old heads. FD, I see you. These are old cartoon theatrical movies. No lead-in joke this time, just start the intro.
This ain't televised, they telling lies, but promise I won't. We've been patronized, they taking lives, I'm on my way home. Relax my mind about half the time I'm watching cartoons for knocks, how I'm locked in my room. Of course they resemble my skin when I watch too. Hypnotizing, tannic, how I follow through the vibes. Okay, dreaming mama's proud as if she looks through Penny's eyes. I'm a man of the house like Oscar. We deceive, I believe need Oscar. James Earl when I speak, I'm a Foster. Gotta swerve in the streets, never block us. I go, feel more, just try to make you feel more. Through the halls I felt scorns. Looking at me cause I don't like what you like, you feel torn. Should've smacked your light slick back, you ain't seen pimpin' before. For the stars I shoot pimpin', no bull, you best set the score.
Cindy chases Yogi. Yogi's looking for other things, but when Cindy ends up in a faraway land, the real chase begins. Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater presents Hey There, It's Yogi Bear, premiering Saturday at 8 on Cartoon Network.
Yogi Bear was one of the very first cartoon TV superstars. First debuting in Huckleberry Hound's show before getting his own. A few more after that, a 90s show where he's like a teenager, I think, and a live action movie where his best friend is played by Justin Timberlake. Bear named Yogi and his homeboy Boo Boo hang out at Jellystone Park and hunt for picnic baskets for fun. Man, Yogi really don't be on shit, huh? He don't get no ass, he don't touch no paper, he just wake up every morning and steal food. Sheesh. Hey There, It's Yogi Bear is the first animated movie released in theaters based on a television cartoon. It's the one movie that's entirely responsible for the current era of my channel. So if you hate these videos, just blame Hanna-Barbera. These niggas made me do it from the grave. Yogi and Boo Boo have to travel across the country to try to find Cindy, who gets caught up and has to work for the circus. That's honestly the abridged version. You'd be shocked to see how much stuff has to happen before we get there.
This year, I'm catching Yogi in a tender bear trap.
Her?
Or my name is it, Cindy Bear.
No relation. I hope. Cindy is throwing it at this nigga Yogi the whole movie, bro. To the point where I legitimately was trying to figure out if this was just harassment or not. Because Yogi does not want to fuck this bear, but I don't think she give a fuck.
He's in love with me and needs me. Only he doesn't know it.
What do you mean by that?
If there's any character turn that I don't understand in this, it's how Yogi goes from, get away from me to, man, I love this bitch, in like a matter of seconds. By the time they find her at the circus, you think they've been dating for the whole cartoon.
Yogi!
Cindy! Go on in and say hello. Hey!
They start fucking, it was gross.
Being the first one of these things, it's really interesting seeing them open this thing up as kind of like a long ass Yogi Bear cartoon and slowly morph into a 3-act structure. This thing just kind of cruises along. There's definitely structure to the narrative, important plot points that they hit, so everything flows. But they're already spaced out between a bunch of Yogi shenanigans. In the first act, it's kind of easy to forget that you're even watching a movie. And it's only really evident for the rest because they aren't in the park anymore. All that stuff kind of has like a big picture show, a boy named Charlie Brown thing going on. With the surrealness of seeing these characters navigate a world that's much grander in scale than their usual one is what makes it really feel different from the cartoon. It's a version of these kind of movies that I like to call We're Not in Kansas Anymore. What? I like to name things sometimes, it's cute. Anything from Beavis and Butthead Do America to the SpongeBob movie to Rugrats all 3 times. A lot of these movies focus on what happens when you remove these characters from their normal environment. It's cool to see that it actually started here. Setting the 3rd act in New York is kind of a stroke of genius too. It's a real interesting contrast seeing these characters in the big city, the literal opposite of their big wide park. See, because Ranger Smith is just like, no, Yogi, don't steal the food, bro, please, please, please. But when he gets out on his own, he quickly finds out that niggas outside that park ain't doing all that talking. I also think it's really cool that they never write Ranger Smith as like hating Yogi. He gets frustrated and has to make sure he stops robbing niggas, but none of their interactions indicate that he hates having him around. He just kind of stressed out.
I'm locking you in the closet till the truck comes to take you back.
They start fucking.
The real fun in this is watching Yogi and Boo Boo kind of just like fail upward. They have to get to St. Louis, but they're bears with no sense of direction, no plan. Yogi uses a raft and fills it up with helium and somehow thinks that's just gonna get them across 4 states. Then they jump on every mobile vehicle imaginable without any clue of their actual surroundings. So they like end up on a cargo plane. Seeing this nigga on the windshield is like the funniest visual ever. The pilots are just so casual about it.
Charlie.
What really sells this thing is how great the main character is. I always liked Yogi Bear, but I think I love this nigga now. Yogi is just kind of one of those characters that you might have to be heartless to hate. Except if you're Yogi Berra. I'm not gonna lie, I would have been mad as fuck too.
And what are you gonna do?
I am gonna use psychology.
Gosh, Yogi's a smart bear.
Son doing tricks on it. I always knew Boo Boo was Yogi's best friend, never leaving his side, but I don't know. I guess I just don't remember him being so, I guess codependent is the word I'd use. He's like a child or something. Yogi is this force in his life that just can't do no wrong, and he crumbles the second he gets away from him. Are these bears not grown men? Have I been watching Yogi Bear wrong?
Gee, I sure miss Yogi and Cindy.
Oh gee, I miss my pal. Nigga, if you don't shut up and record Suit and Tie. Talk about this a little in the Flintstones section. I'm only wording it this way because I recorded that part first. But this was the era that there'd be so many random unnecessary songs in animated movies. And this one has a few, but I was surprised how many were actually used to convey story beats. Cindy's first song establishes her love for Yogi. This hard-ass St. Louis song results in Cindy finding out that she's going there instead of San Diego. The Cat Parade song means absolutely nothing, but it's because of that scene that Yogi and Boo Boo find out that Cindy's in the circus. Like, these are actually progressing the story and they're not half bad. You can't say the same for some of the others in this video. They're either fire and add nothing or ass and add nothing. You can't win. In terms of animation, I guess it just depends on what you're looking for. Yogi Bear is still from that era where the animation in Hanna-Barbera cartoons were limited, but the drawings were all really loose and still felt alive. And I feel like this movie takes that and kind of standardizes the models a little bit and has the characters flowing more consistently. But it's just kind of good. It's not really anything impressive or all that special. There's still some pretty cool looking bit stuff.
It's a bear. A bear in the icebox. Oh, a bear in the icebox. A bear in the icebox.
The backgrounds are great. Definitely a lot more detail and thought put into them than the cartoon, where they don't even look half bad either. Okay. So Hanna-Barbera is a legendary company, and you'd be hard-pressed to find me saying otherwise. But we gotta call a spade a spade. These niggas were the biggest fucking hacks on the planet. I know the joke is, oh, Seth MacFarlane just made the same show 3 times. But like, check this out. You got Muttley from Wacky Races. You got Mumbly from the Mumbly cartoon show. And then here, you got Mugger. And the real gag is, this nigga was first. This movie is 4 years older than Wacky Races. The ripoff was the one that banged. Who knew?
And to you, buddy. Yay!
I really fuck with Hey There's Yogi Bear. I can't wait to watch this again sometime soon. I almost never feel that way after watching something for a video. I can't even tell you the last time I saw Braceface. It's funny because even though this is the first one I'm talking about in this video, it's also the one where I feel like I walked away caring about the characters the most. And part of me feels like that has something to do with how pleasant and carefree this movie is in tone. It's such a cool feeling to watch something like this and see names in the credits that you recognize from classic Tom and Jerry cartoons, or that one of the film editors would go on to create Scooby-Doo 5 years later. This movie is the definition of iconic, of history, and I'm glad that I love it because it's dope. The fact that it innovated my favorite genre of animated movies, the type of movies that are the reason that I get up and do what I do every day, is just a big fat plus.
Yogi.
Fuzzy little teddy bear.
Yogi.
Gets into people's hair.
Yogi. Will you ever grow up? Yogi. Will you ever grow up?
In a world full of intrigue and danger, it will be up to one man to save the world from the threat of an evil genius. It's Fred Flintstone as you've never seen him before, tracking down a group of vicious spies and doing it on their own turf.
Cartoon Network's Cartoon Theater presents The Man Called Flintstone, today at 2 on Cartoon Network.
How have I never used Stasis How before? What the fuck? The Flintstones, believe it or not, is easily in my top 20 cartoons of all time. Not even on some pretentious animation fan shit. Fred, Barney, Wilma, Betty, I've loved these characters my entire life. I remember watching The Man Called Flintstone as a teenager and just kind of thinking it was alright. The only thing I remember from it is that it has the exact same plot as Cars 2, so that's promising. While Hey There, It's Yogi Bear was definitely the first time a cartoon did the leap into theaters, The Man Called Flintstone, coming out 4 months after the series came to an end in 1966, was the first time one of these movies was used to serve as a series finale, which I think only happened once. The Man Called Flintstone is kind of like if you took that first Hey Arnold movie and threw it in a blender with The Prince and the Pauper. It's a guy that looks just like Fred that does spy shit. He gets hurt, so they use Fred to do the spy shit instead. Don't you just love how limited my vocabulary is? I feel like I'll be needing a damn thesaurus when I watch some of these video essays up here. Who are y'all trying to impress? She not gonna see this, bro. She only watched TikTok. So there's these two guys chasing around the fake Fred, and for a little bit, they kind of make you think that they just like fucking killed him.
Look, R.I.P. R.I.P.
First Brown Flintstones character I've ever seen, and he's a criminal. I fucking love this job, bruh. Second brown person I've ever seen in this franchise is apparently playing basketball. So it's nice to know that we have two options, just like in real life.
You missed.
What? I don't think I've ever seen what a hospital looks like in this world, and now that I have, this shit is terrifying. They do not know what they're doing at all. One guy puts the damn head on backwards.
You've got his head on backwards.
How did we even get here, bruh? Bro fell off a roof.
Look, alright.
This nigga got a lobster? You could have just killed me, bruh. Fuck it.
There, we've finished. The statue looks just like new.
Oh. Well, I already wrote all those jokes. I'm not cutting them. It's at the hospital that we find out that the fake Fred didn't die, but those two guys just keep trying to kill him. The chief of the Rock FBI, or whatever the fuck, sees Fred in the same hospital after he gets into a car accident and recruits him to fill in for him, despite his lack of training because they look so much alike. Fred, Wilma, Barney, and Betty are headed off to Paris and later Rome, wherever the mission takes Fred, while he juggles having a normal family vacation and hiding the fact that he's doing spy shit from everyone. Oh fuck, the babies are there too, right? Watching these kind of movies always gives me a lot of perspective on my own personal suspension of disbelief. I was cool with them doing the old doppelganger plot. It was 1966, so it wasn't as narratively exhausted yet. And I can believe that these two look alike but have just never met. But I can't wrap my brain around them wearing the exact same fits. Is there only one Fred-sized outfit in the whole Stone Age? I guess if you look at this in comparison to that first Hey Arnold movie, they both kind of have the same issue. Both cartoons on surface seem to excel in being normal, mundane, relatable, and yet they both take this genre-swapping leap to become spy adventures randomly. While I think I'd love a more grounded story from both of these, I honestly think the Flintstones had an easier time pulling this off than Arnold. And that one is really goal-focused, right? Arnold and Gerald and Helga, they really just want to save the neighborhood. And the spy stuff is just an articulation of the lengths that they would go in order to make that happen. But Fred's motivations are really personal. He wants to help the country, but he also really agrees out of just wanting a taste of adventure. And also, while the Flintstones is mundane at its core, this is still a cartoon about funny rock people that abuse wildlife as household compliances. This is still the same cartoon with the Great Gazoo. I don't think anyone dies at this point if you just want to do a random spy story.
I would.
Okay, one person would die. Small price to pay. Hey, fake Fred got the holes in this shit, low-key. There's a runner in this where every time someone says the agent's name while in earshot of a woman, she runs up and pounces on him and kisses him. Didn't say it was a funny runner. I wish this happened to me, bruh. Damn. This will happen when you say my name around animation fans.
Hey, bro, where's the fucking Static Shock video, pussy? You should bring back the Peanuts videos, even though they made you want to rip your fucking heart out of your fucking chest. It's been too long. I will never defend you for not doing the Daria video at this point.
I don't need defending. These videos are about drawing.
Yeah, well, man, I'm sorry. You should have really thought of a punchline when you wrote this joke.
Comedically, the movie kind of leans on that stuff with the women for a good chunk of that second act. Fred has to talk to a woman that's supposed to recognize him and give him a code word, but they all just want to fuck him. He drowning in it.
Drown in it!
By the third act, they're literally just doing that 2 dates at the same time sitcom plot, and half of me is annoyed, and the other half of me is like, no, it's fine, because I love these characters so much. It gets to the point where everybody just thinks Fred flew out to Rome to just cheat on Wilma, but the one they confront was the actual secret agent, and they were like supposed to swap places.
How could you do that to the mother of your child? Consider our friendship ended.
What the fuck? The Stone Age was so rough. Imagine cheating on your wife and your man's just crack a fucking boulder over your head. Even beyond just the theatrics of that stuff, they kind of put Fred through the ringer in this thing. The chief gives him just enough information about what's going on to where he thinks everything is simple and doesn't have any questions. But he also omits a lot of really crucial context that ends up putting him in danger. They literally run this nigga out of Rome. 2 guys are actively trying to kill him, but he has no idea. He runs to them for help. He has to walk 50 miles to his hotel. Granted, if he was driving, he'd still have to walk technically, but whatever. Fred bumbles about in this movie and gets extremely lucky, just like Yogi in Hey There, It's Yogi Bear. Niggas wasn't really trying to murder Yogi. I didn't realize how much had happened to him till he tried to go to the chief and quit. And he's like, hey man, I got a daughter at home. Like, wait. Yeah, he does. What the fuck? But that exact same reason is actually what makes him reconsider when he's about to quit. If someone said this to me, I might actually think twice too.
I got a family to think of. Pebble's future.
If we don't stop the green goose, Pebbles won't have a future.
While he doesn't necessarily get an arc, I guess, Fred's motivation switching from the want for adventure to actually wanting to save the day to ensure that his daughter has a future ahead of her kind of comes out of nowhere. They don't really do much to earn it besides a song that I don't even think I ever want to hear again, but it's really wholesome. It's really surreal to see these characters in like actual danger. There's something really fascinating about the idea of fearing for the safety of Fred and Barney. They get so jammed up by the end of this thing. Look what the fuck they do to Barney. Nigga look like Rubber Band Man. Here go y'all Static Shock video, better late than never. This movie, in terms of its format, has the same problem a lot of mid 20th century animated movies have, and it's the shoehorned in unnecessary songs. Everybody wanted to be Disney, but didn't understand that the songs serve a purpose. They just knew that they needed songs. That's how you get Fred and Barney randomly singing about being a team because they decided to trade in the damn camping gear for plane tickets. That's how you get Pebbles and Bam Bam singing a literal fucking lullaby in the middle of the second act. You are actively asking me to sleep through this movie? Fuck these kids, bruh. Aside from a few sections here and there where they do something interesting during a song sequence, this movie just kind of looks like whatever. Mainly in the character animation department, it's nothing really to write home about for real. It's a shame because I have seen these characters be animated really well before. So much of this is just standing around, arm up, arm down, head up, head down. Also, weird art direction thing that I just don't get. Why does Wilma have a different colored dress on in this movie? Fred and his lookalike gotta share the same damn model sheet, but Wilma get a whole new fit. It's diabolical out here. I gotta admit though, the background design for the Stone Age version of Paris is really cute. I love the subtle change in art direction, making the backgrounds a little looser like they're inspired by French artwork. The Rome stuff looks pretty cool too. We spent so much time in Bedrock over the course of the cartoon, I never once considered how cool it looked to see the Stone Age in other parts of the world. The intro to this is cool as hell too. Animated movies haven't really done stuff like this in years, and it's a real shame. A good title sequence can really elevate any movie, to be honest. I haven't seen Grease in full in years, but I run that title sequence back like once every 2 months. Grease video coming soon, stay up.
He's lying!
There she is. Tanya, the girl who will lead us to the Green Goose's hideout.
Oh, she's a doll.
Huh. I guess they ain't invent bad bitches yet, huh? Hey, yeah, actually, let's talk about the women in this thing real quick. Animation fans know Hanna-Barbera basically has 2 styles. Cartoony stuff like Flintstones, Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, stuff that's big on appeal and exaggeration. And then there's the kind of people-looking shows like Scooby-Doo, Josie and the Pussycats. the amazing Chan and the Chan clan. That's just more realistic in proportions, anatomy. While there still might be a character that's super cartoony, they're usually designed as an outlier. Saying that to say, unless for narrative purposes, never the two shall meet. Why the fuck do half of the women in this movie look like they're fresh out of Scooby-Doo? Man, all of those, why do Simpsons guest star designs look so detailed? Ass niggas would have fell the fuck out. This is next level. Look at this lady next to this doctor, this one next to Fred. I feel like I'm losing my damn mind. Hey, this Betty though? No notes. Okay, one note, put me in there. Some of the animal technology is a little more clever than I think we give it credit for. I know this and the repeated backgrounds are animation's favorite jabs at the Flintstones, but some of this stuff is pretty smart. I love how they weigh the bags at the airport. This is such an out-of-the-box way to get this idea for us.
Quiet. How about that? They have my bed bugged.
It is kind of funny.
I'm always sticking my neck out for someone else.
Oh man, me too, dude. I get it. It is pretty funny that being able to fly commercially is such a head turner in this world that it's the only piece of Flintstones technology that actually comes with an explanation for the audience.
You see, the plane is attached to that launching device at the edge of the cliff. The launching crew releases the retaining rope, and the plane takes off.
Oh my, what will they think of next?
She dick riding. She love this plane shit.
Hold it, bud. Last class that way. And don't walk on the carpet.
Now, I ain't the smartest man in the world. They make sure to get a bunch of airport commentary in there, boy. They throw Barney and Betty in last class on the plane, and they just go all in on that. Last class is just Betty and Barney sitting on the wing of the plane. This guy back here got it all figured out. Hey, you can always tell who not new to Flying Spirit. Why the fuck did I talk about this movie for so long? The Man Called Flintstone isn't a bad movie or anything. I was just fucking bored. I'd be lying if I said I loved it just as much as I'd be lying if I said I hated it. Even in the moments where I wasn't really having a good time with this at all, it's still Fred Flintstone. One of my favorite cartoon characters of all time. You gotta work really hard to make me upset whenever he's on screen, especially when he's played by Alan Reed. I meant what I said in that crossover video, bro. Fuck that second Fred. If you are new to the channel, you should watch that video to keep up with the channel lore. That way, you'll be all caught up for the series finale. That was a joke. I'm not gonna quit. I can't go back to selling bone density machines.
25 years ago, they brought us a startling vision of the future. And now,
Help! Jane, stop this crazy thing! Jetsons!
they're back
All right!
in their first feature-length motion picture.
Congratulations!
Universal Pictures presents Jetsons, the movie.
Right!
Rated G.
Taking mid and putting it on a big screen is fucking crazy. So check this out, the Jetsons came out 2 years after the Flintstones in 1962. This time a futuristic family instead of a Stone Age one that didn't meet Jesus despite celebrating Christmas. But it only lasted about like 6 months before it was canceled. They reran it on Saturday mornings and the babies fucked with it. So they brought the show back for 2 more seasons in the 80s.
Black?
God damn, how you just gonna go mid on mid like that? Okay, I'll stop. 3 years after the revival ended, we got Jetsons the movie. Or they got it, I guess. I wasn't there. I've never been a Jetsons guy. I feel like I've made that pretty clear. I've seen some episodes, know some memorable songs and gags, but I never gave a fuck about this shit. I was just waiting for Speed Buggy to come on. Yeah, I don't like Speed Buggy either, but wouldn't it be funny if I did?
Slow, medium, or fast? Roll! Jane! Get me off this crazy thing!
For 45 minutes, I was out there screaming. I know that because my damn watch is broken.
George Jetson, the father of the Jetson family, is getting a promotion that requires him and his family to move away to a new town with a new crib. With his robot family as neighbors, the dad actually works at the same spot as George.
How dare you, you pile of bolts!
You don't understand. There's...
Hey, he can just do that? Wait. Okay. I didn't watch a lot of Jetsons, but I've seen enough to actually know everybody, including Spacely. The one thing I knew about George was that he'd always get yelled at by his boss. So color me fucking surprised to find out that this whole time, this nigga job was just to push one button.
What do you do for us down here?
Well, I push the button that gets things started.
This fucking worthless, useless man. Ain't no way he been getting yelled at since the 60s, and all he gotta do is push a fucking button. You gotta be kidding me. We used to build houses with our bare fucking hands. Is this what our future looks like? I don't know how, but I'm blaming TikTok. Basically kind of makes George the fall guy for this new branch that they have. They knew shit was going wrong over there, and they just kind of sent George out there to take the heat. The machines keep malfunctioning, stuff keeps going wrong, and George wants to get to the bottom of it.
Teddy, are you programmed to be scared? No. I am.
Nah, niggas is off. George getting that big moment in this thing where he finally tells Mr. Spacely no after years of being a kiss ass kind of reminds me of something that a cartoon would do today in a TV to theaters adaptation. Having characters do things or address things that have been boiling up throughout the whole run of the cartoon. It really helps the audience feel like this isn't just an episode of television. It's actually really interesting looking at the approach that this movie takes. We have two examples of Hanna-Barbera cartoons going to theaters while their shows are still in production. And this was a few years after the revival ended. But it's cool to see these characters still themselves, voiced by themselves, but with slightly more modern storytelling sensibilities. Some of them do kind of sound old though. They made this shit late as hell. George's voice actor famously died right after recording this movie, no joke. This nigga had his final stroke while at the studio. And Mel Blanc passed away before it came out too. The oldest sounding one might be Jane, his wife. It's impossible not to reference the theme song.
And you can be sure your donation will help the recycling program, Mrs. Skypad. Thank you.
Bro, why she say it like that?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, now I have a new thing to say in Discord calls to annoy my friends. Voiced by themselves is in heavy quotation marks though, I guess. I am not a Jetsons super fan. I do not pride myself on my Jetsons knowledge or anything like I've said a couple times. But even I know that Judy ain't supposed to sound like this, y'all. Damn.
Jet Screamer has a contest. If your song wins, you get to go out with him on a real date.
Oh, thanks, Dad. You're intergalactic.
Shorty sound like Bonnie from Family Guy.
This food is so fucking good, Lois.
Thank you.
Bonnie. 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 Joe. And Bonnie kind of sound like Patty Mayonnaise. Hey, Doug. All of the family members except maybe Rosie and the dog are giving their own little mini story. I think the one that makes the strongest impression might actually be Judy's. She goes to this concert, falls in love with the guy singing, and comes home to find out that she's moving away before they can even go on a date. But then when she get out there, she find out from one of the homies that he just said fuck it and went on another date. Niggas ain't shit, huh?
God, I know, right? Guys are the worst.
My boyfriend back home was a musician too. My former boyfriend.
Boyfriend? You ain't even going on a date yet. The nigga don't even know your last name. Some stuff in this movie doesn't really go anywhere. Like Judy's new romance with the kid that she falls for in the new town just kind of fizzles out into the background when the plot starts to really kick in. And Rosie just kind of vanishes after the second act, but I guess it's not really about those things. It's about George and his drive to support his family monetarily instead of emotionally, like they want. He misses Elroy's basketball games, he uproots Judy's life, and he doesn't even think to apologize because he doesn't know that they're affected.
You're all I think about.
All you've thought about lately is your job.
Yeah, Dad. You've been so wrapped up in work, you haven't had time for us.
Go to your room, Elroy.
But what happened?
Go to your room!
Now, while this is all definitely happening, I wouldn't go as far as to say that they go into these emotions in a super detailed, deep way, but it's Jetsons the movie. I'm just happy that I could walk away kind of giving a fuck. I learned a lot about George Jetson. I didn't know he was kind of an asshole. George putting the inflatable cop in his car so he can beat traffic is so crazy. I know a couple niggas in 2025 that would do this right now if it was an option.
Uh-oh.
Check out this joke from when it gets to the mall. Now this is a very cute joke since this movie came out in 1990. But I was hit with so much dread over the fact that it's almost been enough time for this joke to be accurate. In the next 20 to 30 years, a kid will watch this and not even understand that it's supposed to be a joke. Fam, I am so old. I can just feel my damn bones breaking.
Whoa! My help!
Get off my fucking lawn. This thing looks fucking crazy, especially how it opens. This is the only one that does the whole theatrical version of the theme song thing in this video, which, given the subject matter of this video, might make it the first one to ever do it. Don't stamp that, I'll be lying sometime.
He's lying! He's lying! He's lying! He's lying!
They try so hard to make this opening look massive.
Like, just compare the little abstract explosion things. So much of this movie just feels like an old Universal Studios ride, not to be confused with the old Hanna-Barbera Universal Studios ride. This thing is so late 80s, early 90s, it'd make a Goofy movie blush. There's so many stylish music videos that look cool but don't really add anything. The way they incorporate all this super early CG, this shit looks so old in the best way possible. I can't even describe it because it's not perfect by any means. This is before Toy Story after all, but it's really charming. I would have loved to see this in a theater. Ah, are those people? This shit like a haunted pinball machine.
It doesn't look so bad at all.
For the cars, I could be wrong, but from the way that they're moving, it almost looks like they were modeled in 3D, and the 2D animators rotoscoped that animation so it's more unified with the characters and how they're moving. It was the right choice too. The end result has this really cool, almost uncanny vibe to it. This part looks really cool too, when the people are all just kind of looking at this projection that Space Lee put up, and they're all just lit in this really deep green light. I don't know, this thing has some cute character designs, some really pretty old school backgrounds, a lot of really powerful colors. The score in this is doing so much heavy lifting. You would have thought that this was a damn Spielberg movie. This thing sounds so big. It really is just the character animation sometimes. My reservations on how this looks is not an art direction thing whatsoever. Like this part here with Rosie and the dog.
I remember one time my date and I tripped the light fantastic. And we tripped a few circuit breakers too.
Why does the dog wink at the camera before Rosie even says the punchline? Matter of fact, what are any of the faces the dog is making while she's talking? I know his name's Astro, I just think saying the dog is funny. Or this shot.
George Jetson is mad, and he's not gonna take it anymore.
Oh my god, this nigga eyes just pop out of his head? What the hell? If the character animation was something a little more consistent, like the Chipmunk Adventure or something, it would have been practically flawless.
I could have been killed.
I don't know, man. I think I actually like Jetsons the movie. It is a pretty solid 3-star picture if I've ever seen one. It's a treat to look at, a joy to listen to. It'll make you nostalgic for an era that you were barely even alive to see. It wasn't dumb, it wasn't boring, it wasn't tedious. Pretty much everything I was ready for it to be. It wasn't. This thing was pretty alright. I'm kind of shocked that I walked away caring about the Jetsons a little more. Granted, the bar was in the basement, but that's still pretty cool to me. Credit where it's due.
Thank you.
Places at once? I've tried it before. They're really good.
Join the Care Bears and all their friends, and you'll share a chuckle, a tear. You'll jump up and cheer. The Care Bears movie. Bring someone you care about.
This is the story of two young children named Kim and Jason, and how they were helped by a group of very special friends, the Care Bears.
Ooh, I don't like the face he made there.
The Care Bears.
What the fuck do you mean this was 15 years ago? I remember when this video was new. Bruh, how old am I? Shit, how old is Doug? This is really my job, huh? I gotta sit here and talk into my microphone about the fucking Care Bears movie for 8 minutes. Why did I even pay to go to college at this point, bro? My mama still think I'm an architect. The Care Bears are this line of toys. They were real popular back in the day. Back when kids played with toys for fun instead of doxing storyboard artists. I never had any, so I barely know the lore, please forgive me. But they've been around long enough to kind of get the general idea, I guess. They're supposed to be bears who care. Which kind of just sounds like something they'd name a gay boy band on Bob's Burgers.
Wow, what a reference.
So check this out. The toys are from 1981, and starting in 1983, they made 2 TV specials. And in 1985, they dropped this movie that we're talking about today. Then a few months later, the cartoon made by Deke Entertainment, I'm not gonna say Dick, that's like the easiest joke ever, aired in syndication, running for a solid More than lobotomy, but less than sit down, shut up. The sweet spot. So there's this kid named Nicholas that works for a magician, but he keeps fucking everything up.
I didn't mean it.
Oh, you never mean it, Nick.
He's a bad assistant, he's a bad magician. When he tries to go solo, he has no friends or family. It's at the point where I'm surprised he ain't shoot that shit up.
Stop it!
Nah, nigga soft. He comes across this book with this magical green lady in it. I think she wants to use it to like take over the world or take all the care out of the world. I don't know, I watched this shit like 2 weeks ago.
A world without caring? This doesn't look like the Earth you talked about.
Yeah, it does, nigga, you have no idea. It's up to the Care Bears to stop this kid and try to remind him that they care about him despite him having no idea who they are. That's just kind of their thing. They pull up on these two kids earlier to really illustrate this idea. These two sad orphans understandably upset at the world around them and the hand that they were dealt. But then the Heart Bear and the other one pull up and they're like, "We know you guys. Don't give up." And they are very clearly not moved by this. I can understand why these kids have reservations. If I was approached by two Technicolor bears at the park and they started repeating back to me my hopes and dreams, I probably would have ran away crying. I was a soft kid. Not no more though, nigga. I'll kill one of y'all. Fuck out of here, nigga. This one also has the Care Cousins in it, I guess. There are a bunch of other animals. It's cute. Whatever, I get it.
Oh no!
Let me go!
Charge!
Ah, nigga soft. Braveheart, this little lion one, is supposed to be the tough one, and I commend him for never backing down from a fade, but this little nigga not on shit. They throwing his ass around like a like a teddy bear.
Braveheart!
Girl, get up. Girl, get up. Girl, get up. Girl, get up.
A lot of this movie is really awkward or floaty. It's the same vibe as those 80s Saturday morning cartoons where none of the characters seem to know what's going on or how to appropriately react. They either do too much or too little.
They're on their way.
I know that this is nauseatingly typical for me, but fam, I'm not gonna lie. This and a blunt, I felt good in here. I want to be a Care Bear too, nigga. Pretty much nothing at all here for sober adults that aren't already nostalgic for these characters, besides maybe some random awkward moments they can make fun of, but it's cute enough for any kid to watch. Not mine though. My kids are gonna be raised on a strict diet of pickle and peanut, fish hooks, and Mr. Meaty, nigga. I'm trying to raise the next generation of psychopaths. Sorry, not sorry if you meet my son on the street. Okay, so hear me out for a second. Now, I know this is not supposed to be my takeaway, but like, what the fuck even is a Care Bear, bruh? Like, what do they even do? Like, I never really gave this a second thought until today. And furthermore, what are these powers exactly? Every 5 seconds, they do something new that I either didn't think was possible or that I just don't understand at all. A nigga was confusion for a solid 45 minutes.
For 45 minutes.
Oh, how you do that? What are these things on their chest? One of them, Tender Heart, I think, literally takes the heart off his chest and uses it as a parachute. What am I even looking at?
Quick, run for cover!
It's like, I don't understand this.
45 minutes in, they like bump their chests together when they're about to go down a waterfall. Niggas doing the damn homie dance one last time before they die and shit. But like all their tattoos come off their bodies into the sky and form a heart-shaped balloon that they use to float down the waterfall. Did you even follow that, fam? I'm the one that saw it and I'm still fucking confused. They get attacked by this big ass bird. One of them dead ass just says, "Care Bear stare," and a beam just shoots out of their chest. But it's not enough, so then they all do it. They practically jump this nigga, but like, what even is this beam? And how does it hurt? They do it again in the middle of the third act to Nicholas, but this one doesn't hurt him. It just kind of strips all of the evil out of his body. But like, they say the exact same shit, and it like works, but it like doesn't work. I don't know, man. My plug stopped texting back around this part. I'm joking around a lot here, but the concept that they're trying to teach kids is actually really sweet. That no matter what you've been through, how isolated you are, and how many people turn their backs on you, there is always someone out there who cares, even if you don't know them. There is a reason to show compassion and love instead of being mad and taking it out on the world. When the Care Bears tell Nicholas that they actually care, it practically means nothing. But hearing from two kids that have been in the exact same position and that they're here for him, that's what pacifies him. In this sea of just calamity and randomness, that is such a real human emotion. And it comes through decently well here. A lot of y'all should have grown up with this. Maybe you wouldn't be a bunch of hateful gremlin bitches. This thing looks kind of cool too, in a real retro kind of charming way. It's nostalgic, even though I never saw a frame of this thing in my youth. In my youth, who the fuck do I think I am? The character acting definitely varies. It's not the most expensive animated movie on the block, but I still found myself finding some really loose bits of character animation to appreciate. The colors are great too. They're a little desaturated, so it kind of feels like a movie, but it's still mad vibrant. I don't think I've ever seen a movie from this era look so bright. You could almost take a bite out of some of these sets. And there's some pretty cool imagery too. I did not expect some moments in the Care Bears movie to be genuinely terrifying. Shit, I wonder what my mother would have done if I shit myself in a theater back in '85.
This spell will seek out the children and bring them to us.
Man, I am a 27-year-old black man from Newark, New Jersey. What the hell do you even want me to say about the Care Bears movie? I cannot, in good faith, recommend this to my audience of stoners and neurodivergent cartoon fans. Shit, or can I? This is the kind of cartoon that the cartoons I grew up with used to make fun of. I never used to watch stuff like this as a kid. I watched like Dora and shit, but not like this. So it's really surreal to see this kind of thing in its most earnest form possible. It's not winking at the audience and being self-aware of how silly it is. There's no random raunchy jokes for the parents or like arm cross, DreamWorks face attitude. It just kind of is what it is. I honestly started to respect it low-key as the movie went on. It's mushy, it's gushy, it's lame, it's soft, but it ain't trying to be anything else, so whatever. They got the job done. 8, no crumbs. Okay, maybe a couple.
Good story, but he missed the part about the sodomy and the ties to the JFK assassination, but I guess that stuff wasn't very important.
Sodomy? My son Doug used to be raunchy as fuck. By the way, bro, hit my phone if you try and be in a little indie cartoon about black people. You know where to find me.
But then I thought, why?
2 years in the making. Spectacular widescreen animation with an original story that will shock and surprise you. It opens everywhere Friday, August 8th. Transformers, the movie. A monster planet destroys everything in its path, while Megatron and Prime fight to the death. Starring Leonard Nimoy and Judd Nelson, with songs by Weird Al Yankovic and Stan Bush. Don't miss it. Transformers, the movie. Rated PG, opens in theaters everywhere August 8th.
Wait for it. There we go. So Transformers are these toy robots that disguise themselves as other things because it's cool, I guess? I don't really know what they do. I never had any, considering that they never made one that looks like Peter Griffin. In 1986, this led to the dumbest fucking movie title in this entire video. The Transformers, the movie. This is how it's written on the poster, in the movie, or in the Wikipedia, which is how I conduct all my research. The logo for the show just says Transformers, so they could have done Transformers the movie. Listings for the show have it as the Transformers, so they could have done the Transformers movie. But no, they decided on this jumbled mess of a title that upsets nobody but me. How fucking inconvenient.
It is the year 2005.
So, 20 years ago? Fuck. So I think Optimus Prime and the homies are trying to protect the Matrix from Megatron and Orson Welles. After that, bro, I got nothing. I hope you're not watching these videos as substitutes for the movies because I don't think I can do any better than that. I'm not gonna beat around the bush. I don't know what's going on, why these niggas are fighting, who the good guys are. I barely even know anybody by name. Before this, I only knew Optimus Prime and Bumblebee. Who are these niggas? Like, I've never even seen this fast talking one.
What about me, Magnus? What about me? I can help, I wanna help. What about me?
Ah, nigga doing tricks on it. That's not even a knock at the movie, man. It's probably even better on a second watch with a little more context. I'm sure I love this shit if I threw it on again with the homies. It's just that they don't really take any time to explain anything. So I'm just kind of here purely for the violence and vibes and cool B-roll to use in the AMV at the end of the video. The designs, the music, there's like explosions every 30 seconds. This is what it's like to be a fucking man, and I mean that in the funniest, most obnoxious way possible. It's the only one of these movies to actually swear. Like, bro, Def says shit here. I turned the subtitles on and everything.
It isn't even dented. Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?
Man, this shit makes me feel like a little snot-nosed 10-year-old, and I ain't even watch action cartoons. 7 minutes in, this nigga morphs into a gun, and his mans just shoots a guy. This one nigga pops his stomach open, and a bunch of attack dogs jump out, and like 3 dudes. Optimus Prime turns into a fucking truck and starts running niggas over. If I saw this when I was 10, I would have started lighting small fires in my backyard. Just when you thought they were finished, they pull out these other ones that just turn into like dinosaurs? My apologies if this is normal content for you and it just sounds like I'm confused about the most mundane shit ever, but I need you to understand that dinosaur robots is not normal to a nigga that just watches sitcoms. There is so much death in this and it is fucking brutal. These niggas do not play. I can see why this generation think we soft. They wasn't coming like this in Squirrel Boy. One guy gets beat up real bad and they just dump him into the vacuum of space.
Wait, I still function.
Wanna bet?
What the fuck? And now I'm going to show you a clip that I described in my notes as very brutal robot deaths. The sound design is kind of crazy though. Every once in a while you'll hear like a bunch of Hanna-Barbera sound effects. Those silly ass dead robots. Nigga! They shoot the shit out Optimus Prime. God damn. This is like actually horrifying.
Optimus, forgive me.
Nigga got shot 4 times and you worried about forgiveness. Ain't even asking nigga if he needed some water. Optimus Prime dying was like the one thing I knew about this movie. I feel like that's next to Mufasa's death as like the Luke, I am your father animation equivalent. Where even if you haven't seen a single frame of the movies, you just know that it happens. Okay, but what I didn't know is that this nigga dies before the half-hour mark. Like, this is how the first act ends. It's fucking brutal. Mufasa's death was always pretty rough, Bambi's mom or whatever, but this nigga dies in front of you. You get to hear his dying breath. The life literally leaves his body. The first thing he says in this scene is, "Do not grieve."
Do not grieve.
Like, what the fuck? How did y'all watch this at 6? Ah, they brought him back in the cartoon? Never mind, this shit's soft. I like how Megatron tries to brag about killing Optimus Prime, and Unicron calls him out for trying to put extra sauce on it. Like, nigga, he had to drop on you and you snuck him. Fuck out of here.
You have nothing to fear. I have already crushed Optimus Prime with my bare hands. You exaggerate.
Honestly, man, while I'm on this kind of stuff, I was surprised by how much this movie made me laugh. All the characters take their situation very seriously, but that doesn't stop them from dropping one-liners and acting like assholes. Like me? I'm asking.
I can't transform. Keep trying. Silence, or you'll be held in contempt of this court.
I have nothing but contempt for this court.
Coronation, Starscream. This is bad comedy.
Megatron? Is that you?
Here's a hint.
First we crack the shell, then we crack the nuts inside.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bro. They really are just a bunch of dudes. It's so silly. There's a part where Hot Rod is trying to figure out a plan because half the cast is dead. And the dinosaur ones just want to listen to a story, and one just kind of playfully pushes him for no reason. The galaxy is blowing up, and these niggas out here acting like high school. Honestly, I was really surprised how good the voice acting is in this. Everyone either sounds really funny or really cool. Everybody they casted has a nice balance of both. My thing about Transformers was always that I just knew that I would fucking hate working on it. I've never seen anybody bring this up, but how do you even animate these designs? In the cell animation days, nonetheless. I know these niggas wanted to blow their brains out when rigged animation was invented 20 years later. These poor bastards. It's honestly why I never blamed the series for how the animation looked in some clips that I've seen from time to time. It doesn't look easy to maintain theatrically at all, but they really make it happen. I am in awe and amazement on how fucking cool this movie looks. I did not see this coming at all. The backgrounds are crazy, the designs are so detailed. Every inch of this movie just looks like it took months to put together. It's really polished. All these robots stand out too, despite me never seeing half of them before in my fucking life. Nigga, why the lady one's so snatched? They was giving everything titties back in the day, golly.
Down, Brown.
Stay close to me, Daniel!
And you better stay close to me.
No, you'd better stay close to me.
This is hot.
These videos are getting too horny, man. What have I become? Man, I barely even retained a thing from the Transformers, the movie. I just know it was cool as shit. I'm not gonna lie, it was just on go from the very first frame. And while that's definitely a cool change of pace, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't completely confused and exhausted by the end. This is the one time I've ever had to take a 10-minute nap in the middle of a movie for a video. Deadass, I had to lay my head on my desk. I couldn't do it, man. It was just too much going on. But I think that might have something to do with me not being 7 years old anymore. And it's just a me thing. If you love old school animated non-stop action, you can't really do any better. This might sound like a really stupid point, so please forgive me. But like, you ever think that cartoons today have too much rhyme or reason? Everything is explained, every bit of lore. Niggas know what Shorty from Amphibia ate for dinner on August 18th. But I've had so many times in this video while watching these movies where shit just happens and they just do not feel the need to explain it to anybody. It's kind of admirable in a weird way. I don't know if it's a sign of things not being put together as well, or if it's just confidence in knowing what they're doing, or if it's a mix of both. But I find that little area of confusion really makes these movies all the more fun, especially when you watch them with people. Stupid ass title though. I hate this shit.
Hey, what's the matter?
I don't know, Hot Rod.
Come on, you can tell me.
Guess I just miss my dad.
Nah, nigga soft.
This summer, guess who's coming to theaters? It's the world's wildest cat and the mouse who drives him mad. Get ready for Tom and Jerry in an all-new explosive adventure. Get ready for action. Get ready for fun. Get ready for Tom and Jerry, the movie. Only in theaters, rated G. Starts Friday, July 30th at a theater near you.
As you call them. The cat and the mouse fight each other every time they see each other and don't say shit, but it's one of the most cherished animated franchises of all time. I grew up with Tom and Jerry. I loved it my whole life. My favorite short from the originals is The Truce Hurts. That's the one that has probably the greatest timed moment in animation history. It's also the one with this. This being black shit is so crazy, because what we even do to deserve this? Tom and Jerry the movie from 1992 does the impossible, the unheard of, because for the first time in American history, these niggas start yapping.
The name is Pugsy. What's yours?
I'm Tom.
I'm Jerry.
Tom and Jerry are fucked up. Tom gets left behind when his family moves and they bulldoze his crib, so now they both homeless. But they meet a little girl named Robin and quickly realize that their problems aren't really that bad. Shorty got a lot going on. It's no wonder she said she about to run away and never come back. Robin's whole backstory is pretty fucking brutal. They should do this in live action for Lifetime. Dead mama, daddy that's not dead but her auntie lying saying that he actually is. The same auntie and her lawyer are plotting on like her trust fund money or something. It's a lot, golly.
We've got to have money.
Facts. Touch that paper, King. Then, I don't know, at some point they like meet a pirate with this loud ass bird. Man, Tom and Jerry has like 6 characters and 2 of them are dogs that aren't even in this movie. Who are all these niggas? Somebody help me.
I'll bet you'd like some milk and cookies. All little girls like milk and cookies. And milk and cookies is just what we got.
I said, where you going, dude? To get some milk and cookies.
The sexual tension between the villains in this thing is kind of raunchy. I'd probably make a joke about it being hot if I didn't shame myself out of looking at the pink Transformers titties. I'm all hornied out this video. Sorry, boys.
Something wrong, Yank?
No. It's pretty big, I guess.
We're taking a shortcut.
You know where they're going? How do you know?
Lawyers know everything.
So, is this like a joke? Because all this nigga did was read a sign. I'm honestly not mad at a lot of choices they make in this. And this is coming from somebody that grew up loving the shit out the original shorts as a kid, but never saw this in full until I was an adult. So it's pretty unbiased. I always thought that some of the best moments of the original cartoon is when Tom and Jerry would shake hands and work together on something. That's honestly why The Truth Hurts is so funny. It's so hard for them to be cool. They just want to shoot the fades so bad. They have such a really fun dynamic. They work so well together, but they also can't stop pissing each other off. So the decision to have the movie focus on them attempting to bury the hatchet for good is a pretty natural idea. As for them speaking, I don't know, the thought process with a lot of these movies was to present a version of the cartoon that we knew that we couldn't get on television. And while I do think to an extent this was done because writing a movie with characters that talk takes way less creativity than writing one with characters that do, it doesn't really come out of left field that they'd attempt this. And I always thought it was really funny that the reason that they just never spoke to each other was because it just wasn't shit to say. It was just on sight the whole time, which is like objectively hilarious. These niggas have never spoken. They just jump straight to violence. No words ever.
How come you never spoke before?
Well, there was nothing I wanted to say that I thought you'd understand. And there still isn't.
But you gotta understand too, this is coming from 30 years of perspective here. I highly doubt that I or any animation fan would be this level-headed if I was there back then when this was coming out. But I don't know, I feel like I would have mellowed out when I realized that this was just for babies, but that's just me. My only thing is, even though they've never spoken, once you get these little motherfuckers going, they never shut the fuck up. Yap, 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 yap. I thought it wasn't shit to say, Jerry. What happened? Some of the songs in this kind of crank, bro. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all saw how I was dancing to some of these, you'd probably unsubscribe. Never mind, I guess you gotta be subscribed to unsubscribe. It's kind of just a standard 90s movie for the most part. Once you get over that they're talking, it's not really a bad time at all, even though it just kind of borders on just being nonsense. Tom and Jerry never looked right to me in this. Love the deeper shade of brown on Jerry, but I don't know, something about their faces is just kind of a little like off.
Won't hear us complain.
Doesn't help.
I think they might be like dollified a little bit. The human characters actually look great though. Their expressions are more clear, their animation is more impressive, it's timed better. This is sick. The worst looking characters in this movie are the two that are actually supposed to fucking be there. Take Robin for example. I feel like throughout the movie, I catch myself seeing impressive character work on her more than I do the two main characters. They make her emote super well. The subtle animation on Robin while she's singing about her father is really great. They do a really good job selling this emotion for a little girl that I've never seen before in my life. Shit ass. Shorty can't draw for shit. What's really doing it on the animation is that timing, man. This movie is timed like shit low key. I ain't even gonna hold you. The original shorts are really snappy and sharp. They didn't start off that way, but that's what they became. Chuck Jones's shorts definitely move slower, but there's still a lot of quickness there. Same with Gene Deitch. But how is it that I'm doing a video where I talk about Yogi Bear, the Flintstones, the Jetsons, and the Care Bears, but it's the damn Tom and Jerry movie that has the slowest timing. All the characters seem to take forever to get the pose to pose. Everything just feels so spaced out. It really affects the comedy. There's a part near the middle where Aunt Fig's dog is fighting Tom and Jerry in the kitchen. There's no dialogue, all slapstick, and I think they got the tone right, but these gags ain't hitting for shit. These expressions ain't hitting for shit. They don't even use the gunshot sound effect. That's like the best one. This shit animated like a Goof Troop episode. There's another one of those that just has terrifying imagery though. Some of this shit is just straight up sleep paralysis demon fuel.
Huh?
Daddy?
Daddy is dead.
I don't know if it's just the blunt, but I had a really good time with Tom and Jerry the movie by the end of it. I didn't grow up with it, but I can honestly understand why someone who did still loves it. I think those straight to DVD crossovers are actually better film adaptations of these characters than this. People make fun of them, but the timing is right, the designs are more natural, the animation is even better. But that's not to say that what they do here is awful. It's just different. That's not so bad, right? Don't answer that. Alright y'all, go home. Ain't no more video left. Oh, but real quick, if you found any of this discussion fun or funny, me and the homies actually watched My Little Pony the movie on my Patreon, the one from 1986. It got outvoted in my server for the Care Bears movie, so that's why it's not in this video. So go over there and check that out if you're interested. We had a lot of fun recording it. Alright, now here's a clip from it to make this video longer than it actually is.
What in the hell is happening?
Don't just lick it, gross. Someone's gonna eat that.
Oh, what the fuck?
Nasty
is this,
little
man?
ponies.
I gotta find
Yo, this is not crazy to you? What's happening in this shit?
Of course it's crazy.
Well, I'll tell you what we know about people you care for. They always let you down.
Autobots, transform!